嘴型做一下放松的，舌头动一动，暖身一下。讲话呀，速度放慢，言语放慢，你也要放慢，声要再高一点，音调高一点，听起来比较有精神。言语的已经够高了，小麻雀的要抑扬顿挫明显一点。夹背要起背，夹背。对，夹背自然就挺起来。因为以前大家觉得抬头什么都会把肚子挺起来，其实是要夹背。
那我们另外一位评审呢，因为他刚才有进行成人组的评分，那他们正在进行讨论，所以还是要再请大家稍等一下。
好，他回来了，他回来了。
我们评审回来了。
好。我刚刚在想说，我没收到黄角，黄角的话，旁边人就老师分。已经够分，不知道这是不是黄角。对，我怕我要把我的粗壮的背端。
不用，是要调位置哦。
哎，不用跟我讲说。
没有。等一下，介绍，现在完之后，会再说。直播怎么？没有，我知道他没有说。没有到。没有，我在点你，因为他们。
Welcome to the 9th Environmental Action Forum's English Final. My name is Butterfly Fish.
And my name is Leo Sparrow. The Wilderness Action Forum hopes to provide a platform for everyone to share their action plans for discovery and solving problems in life.
In order to expand horizon and interact with relevant international groups, and demonstrate the core spirit of global perspectives, local actions, an English section is also set up.
It takes a lot of effort to prepare this forum. On top of that, they have to present in English.
I'm so curious. How will the group present their action plans today?
Let's wait and see. First, let's introduce today's judges. Our first judge is a professor at Department of Public Finance of Bonjia University since 2004. She is also the CEO for the Foundation of International Cooperation in Higher Education of Taiwan. During the pandemic, Professor Yu was the Director of Science and Technology Division at Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Houston. Her expertise is economics, finance, price strategy, and so on. Now let's welcome Professor Ms. You Huiguang.
Our next honorable judge has a master's degree of business in finance from the National Taiwan University. After that, he has worked for various international companies till 2012. Now, he is the founder of Taiwan Discovery Company Limited, which is specialized in outdoor activities. Let's welcome Mr. Song Jiayuan.
The next honorable judge graduated from National Taiwan University and got a master's degree from University of Wisconsin Madison. Senior extension lecturer, narrator, international affairs from Society of Weirdness, and Yangmingshan National Park interpretation volunteer. Let's welcome Liu Qingying.
And then, let's introduce to you the process and rules before the presentation.
There will be two teams. The first one is Marine Maverick, and the second one is Friendly Bubble Idea.
In addition, there will be interesting activities in Ningxiantang in the afternoon. Please don't miss it.
As for standard of evaluation, 60% is for action plans and 40% is for presentation performance.
Each team has 15 minutes for presentation. There will be a short bell ring to remind the presenter that there is 2 minutes left. When the time is up, you will hear one long bell ring.
At the end, there are 10 minutes for judges to ask questions and comment. There are some rules that need your cooperation.
Food and drink are prohibited. Please switch your phone to silence mode.
Pay attention to the presentation.
Do not move around when the presentation starts.
You can only come in or leave at transition time.
Respect the team on stage.
Let's get started.
Over the past few years, the government and schools have made great efforts to promote environmental education.
Our school has recently introduced a lot of courses about environmental issues.
Besides, the bilingual program promoted by the government has also been introduced to schools.
There is a group of people who combine environmental education with bilingual teaching to promote foreign students' view.
Let's welcome Marine Maverick.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, we're Marine Maverick, 海洋使命行动. And I'm Phoebe, she's Francie, and we also have a third member, but he got COVID the other day, so he's not here today. Okay, so our title is Coral Reef Checking in Mao'ao Satoumi. Okay, so I will have you go quickly to all our subtitle. From the first one, I will briefly talk about what motivates us to do this project. And the second one is our Francie will share some lesson plans and material that we prepare for those students in the courses. And also she will share some results we got after we promote this project. And after this, the last part, I will tell you something about the future development of this course module. Okay. And so I also shared this course last time. The environment is where we all meet, where all have a mutual interest. It's the one thing all of us share. It is from the former First Lady of America, Lady Bird Johnson. So she's an environmentalist, and she promotes environmental education all of her life. So yeah, standing here, all of us are environmental. We have to protect our environment together. Okay, so what motivates her to do this project is that both of us are from National Taiwan Normal University, and Joe is an earth science teacher in Zhudong Senior High School, and we all met in NTNU because of a inquiry-based bilingual policy, bilingual program. Okay. So what motivates her to do? Because before we start this project, we see that the United Nations announced a decade of the ocean science for sustainable development. It announced in 2017, and this project will last for 10 years. And the goal is that they aim to bring together all the ocean scholars and ocean promoters together, and they hope to design some science-oriented policies to protect our ocean around the world. So start from this, and then here is where we start. Because of the new policy, new education policy, 108 curriculum, and also bilingual policy, because both of us are pre-service teachers in NTNU now. So we work with many subject teachers to design many courses, mostly bilingual courses, and this one is for science. Okay, so because of these two big and new policies, we get together and design the new courses. And also the third one is that we think that this course module can help schools solve problems. Basically, we start from Zhudong Senior High, and then we also go to Mao'ao, Satoumi, and also Zhanghua Nuzhong, also Magong Gaozhong, to promote this course module. And the last one is develop school-based curriculum. It's very similar from the third one because we can help schools to solve some course development problem, and also to help them develop some school-based natural curriculum. Okay, and the last one.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Francie. I'm going to talk about the lesson and material we use in this lesson plan. So there are mainly 4 sections in our lesson plan. First one, we will have a warm-up section, and then we will play a video to motivate students. It's in the beginning section of our program, because you learn that our name is called Coral Reef in Mao'ao Satoumi. So actually we did this first in Zhudong Senior High School, but as the plan that we given to the 荒野保护协会, and we noted we said that we implement this in Penghu. So before we practice and also conduct this lesson plan in Penghu, we have to do it in senior high school in Taiwan first. So we have to play a video to motivate students, because the most part of Taiwanese students do not have that much abundant background knowledge about marine or ocean life. And then we will have some inquiry-based lesson for them. So in this course, student will not only the one that would get the knowledge from the teacher will provide knowledge, but they will also listen to students' idea from their investigation and also their projects. Then as a teacher, we also still have to let students understand some content knowledge. So we will utilize some infographics and also something I will show you later, the interactive notebook, to tell students and explain the parts of the coral. And the last one, we will have a mock conference to help students share the project with other groups. Because as we mentioned, this is a bilingual education policy. Under this policy, we have to let students not only have the content knowledge, but also have the language skills to share and to explain, to tell the whole world how that they learn and how they feel about the environmental issue they suffer. So this is from the warm-up section. In the senior high school in Taiwan, it will look like this. We use multimodal inputs like the video or some a poster and some banner to help students have this kind of background knowledge about marine life. But in Penghu, we did that. We have them to go to scuba diving and to really did the real investigation about the coral with the students in Magong Senior High School. Yeah, and then. In the class, we will use some infographics to guide students. Actually, this is a very important element for students to learn what they need and also face some of the college entrance exam. Because this kind of infographics can help students to organize their ideas, and also will be the common problems that they will face in the college entrance exam. So in this time, we try to combine some students might be interested. Because for most part of the time, as a student in senior high school, they suffer a lot of pressure from their schoolwork and also the college entrance exam. They do not have that many, the interest on this kind of issue and also bilingual course, because it's not compulsory. So we try to use this way to help students understand several knowledge that should equip, but also help them to equip some skills they can present or perform in their near future in the college. And then, as an inquiry-based activity, we will do the research with interactive notebooks and discuss with the group. Also, we will have the mock conference, so have the students think from different angles and present what they discovered with in their group discussion, and also have students to know how to judge, how to understand other people if what they said can really make sense and what they say really support with the ideas that we teach them. And then we also try to promote our ideas with different kind of activities. Also, we participated in the Ocean Affairs Council Ocean Challenge in 2023, actually just in May. And then we got a 4th place winner. So we helped we really did to let students speak up for the environments and find out the problem in Satoumi in Taiwan, then let them to present in international competition. And also in Penghu, we also conduct this bilingual lesson plan. We have students who do kayaking and also this one, prepare to do the scuba diving. Before then, we tell them to those lessons with some bilingual interactive notebooks. So what interactive notebook actually is, it will look like this. So what the difference between this notebook with the traditional one or the workbook we have in school? Compared to those materials, interactive notebook are the combination of traditional notebook and hands-on activities. So we will have students to do the different kind of activities in class and also learn the knowledge at the same time with the different activities. And also, we will help them to equip some different kind of language skill from the academic conversation, and then engage in the learning process, organize all the information in this. And by the way, what makes this special is that even you learn something in the school, you can bring this back, and inside there will be some QR code linking and some information. Then you can personalize your notebook with those visual aids. So for the results, we hope that students will have more chance to take the bilingual course. Okay, you can take a look. Thank you. And also here. And then we will help students to raise the awareness of ecosystem. And then to boost the students' language skill by these tasks, and also provide students with the environmental language learning. Then for the teacher, because we try to, from now on, we try to promote this lesson to different kind of school, not only Zhanghua Girl High School, Maverick High School, also Tainan Girl High School, and also some school in Keelung. And we hope that more and more teachers can participate in this program and know what bilingual actually is and conduct more bilingual lesson plan with this module. And design different kind of instruction based on students' ability. Not only design what they would like to teach, but regarding students' language and also content knowledge. And the last one, we will promote the lesson plan with the teacher community. Because without the teacher community, actually, that's the reason why those content teachers will stop doing this. Because they might suffer and feel a little bit frustrated during the lesson they promote the bilingual lesson plan. And for the society and Earth, we hope that we can raise the awareness toward the issue. That when we talk about this to the student, and students talk to their family or their neighbors, let them know more and more about this. And also value more the sustainable environmental issue. Okay, so then Phoebe will tell you what we are going to do in the near future and the development of our program.
Okay. So overall, that's what we did for the last 1 year project. And so we have 3 future development sharing. So we hope that we can share this lesson plan with more schools. We hope that we can promote this lesson plan to more teachers in their school to help them develop their school-based curriculum or courses. And the second one is the module. It's what we did is a whole module actually, not just one lesson plan or one courses, because we connect content, subject matters with the language to help students interact with each other in English and also learn subject matters. So I think that we hope that this complete module can be promoted to more teachers and schools to help them create more like use this module to create more lesson plans and let students have more opportunities to engage in environmental issues. And the third one is, yes, we hope that we can let more students to explore more and motivate them to explore more in those environmental issues, right? Okay, so this is our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Maverick. And now we would like to invite the judges to give us some comment and feedback.
I think your presentation is great, and also the idea is very good. For the last one, you're going to develop the module one, and probably invite more teachers to join this program, and also motivate students to kind of learn from. I think probably because we have the system for the entry exam, those students probably not interested in just those subjects. But because we have a goal for 2030 bilingual nation, right? So it's good for a student down to the deep for learning the subject. Also increase their English proficiency. And so I encourage that you can continue to do such kind of module development and share with other teachers and encourage the students, engage more by this kind of activities. Because through those activities, the student will be more excited. Sitting in the classroom to learn those kind of environmental issues. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great program to have such efforts. I got two comments and questions for you. First one is, since the project name is correctly about Mao'ao, Satoumi, so maybe and you cut into the presentation quite quickly. But however, maybe you can spend some time to explain what's the relationship with the Mao'ao, with the Satoumi, and then your project. Or it will become so separate, nothing really connected with your project name and your whole program. Yeah, that's the one thing. And the second thing is, it's very time consuming, this whole program. You got 3 members. And so how would you promote these bilingual programs into the system? It's an education system. You mentioned Tainan Yuzhong, Tongwu Ma'gong, from the elementary to the junior, to the high school, to maybe the university. So how will you, organize or utilize all the facilities, all the resources to make this bilingual program a success, in the long run? Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, great to see you again. Well, okay. I think that your idea is really brilliant, and I think you kind of seize the great opportunity to apply what you are good at it, and to help the science teacher to conduct this module teaching. But I think you can spend more time on your background, because Action Forum, we emphasize on initiative. Initiative means that you find out the issue and you do some actions about it. And you didn't stress that very clearly in the beginning, in the background, because it's either that because someone asked Shida to provide help, and so you went there to help them, or that you spot there is a hole that you probably can do something about it. You have to make it clearly, because that's the spirit, the core spirit of Action Forum. So I think I remind you during the first audition, and I think we should stress on that, the background. Because I think you spend most of the time to explain how you deliver this module. But I think the motivation is really important to this particular forum. And I also want to see that how you can duplicate your module or this process to other schools as well, not only from both of you. You say that we want to promote this to the communities, and then about this module, actually I don't quite know what does that module mean, that you will kind of share this module to other teachers, and then so they can copy or they can replicate this kind of teaching logical or mechanic to, and then so they can design for different subjects, or you want to promote marine coral conservation module to other school or share with other teachers. So I think that you should have, or your future relies on whether there will be other school to make the request to you, and then you will do something accordingly. So I mean that's differently because that's your job. So you are asked by other school teachers to do so, or you kind of proactively approach them to promote your ideas and your modules. So that will be different things. And then I think the latter one, which is the proactively find the opportunity and to do something to solve their problems, that will be our core spirit of this forum. So if you can answer that, then that would be great, and then so we can have more background information or reference.
May I have the last suggestion?
Okay.
Yeah, because right now university very emphasize the UHR. So I would suggest you probably you can talk to the someone in
Okay.
Yeah. So you can cooperate with them and develop the more deep insight about this program, because we need the knowledge, the background knowledge, right? So also, like mentioned, if you want to explore or extend your module to other subjects, and so this is probably the good way to cooperate with University USR Center. Okay.
Actually, for the also I want to say sorry about that. I didn't notice that we have the disconnection between the title and also what the plan we did. Okay, so briefly talk about what Satoumi actually is. Satoumi in Chinese we call Lihai, and Mao'ao is the place that
比山还是厉害？
Lihai.
厉害。
Yeah, Lihai. Yeah, and Joe, the teacher, he actually brought his students to that place, and I noticed there are actually several environmental issues there. There are not many youngsters who would like to go back to their hometown and to pass by this. The skill how they catch the fish or maintain the fisher village, and also they noticed that the environment was actually be polluted by several garbage or the trash that left by some visitors. So that's the reason why we start to discuss about the coral reef ecosystem there. And we also think about, because we promote this to several schools in Taiwan, we noticed that not many students understand what actually this ecosystem works and do not that much interest on this. So we try to also do this in Penghu. And what we did in Penghu is that there are abundant marine resources there. So that's the reason why we picked this place and conduct a lesson plan. In fact, they gave us several feedbacks. They said they didn't notice that they can actually explain or say something for their life, the marine life they most close to. And also talk about how to promote or how to do it. Why we want to
Okay, so this is the second question, right? How can we bring all the teachers together to promote this module? in the future. It's because we are in NTNU, and now because of the policy, so there are a lot of teachers coming to NTNU to have the workshop and program. A lot of them, they all want to do school-based like special curriculum, like Joe. So like all of them are just discussing and brainstorming how they can create the school-based curriculum for their school. And like some of them are science teacher and math teacher, or like other subjects. So like they're just in the beginning. Yeah. So I think that it's not a big question to like get all the teachers together to promote this module and create all like more lesson plans based on this.
And also I want to say what the module actually is that because it's a bilingual policy, so we not only teach student content knowledge, we put it inside, but we also emphasize on several English conversation skills. So we said we have like a combined what academic conversation is in the interactive notebooks like this. So in the lesson plan, we not only have students to learn more about the content knowledge, but have them to, we will pick different kind of skills from this book to teach students how to explain and say it, and try to also get something from their books and also our content knowledge to design more and more environmental issue-based lesson plan. Not just only about coral reef, but maybe about forest, about some pollution, about the nature. Yeah, hopefully we can do that, and Joe is going to do that in the next semester.
Okay, great. So if you can kind of show us your structure of the module.
Okay.
I mean, what would be the module content, and then so whatever, just like you said, forest or marine or wetland or whatever subjects. Yeah, and so we will have a clear idea when you talk about module. What does that exactly mean?
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, and so I think it's a quite very big challenge. You mentioned the curriculum, and you are under the very big education systems. There are 1,000 maybe 10,000 curriculums and new programs, and maybe you are competing the very limited resources. With different programs, with AI, with computer science, with economics and finance, everything, the different programs. So how would you, succeed in this program? Environmental, marine, and it's not to some extent, it's not very popular.
Yes.
In existence, especially in the entrance under the exam and the entrance conditions. It's not very good for you, the conditions. So maybe you need to consider how to succeed to promote this under such a very big system.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks to the judges for their comments and encouragements.
Maverick did promote bilingual environmental education in Penghu.
The students are so lucky to have such a course. I wish I were one of them.
Don't get too excited. The other team is also ready to take the stage.
And please, the second team, please come to the stage and get ready for the presentation.
Takes up a lot of space when discarded.
Maybe the ideas shared by the next team will be helpful to you. Let's see how they solve problems of bubble wrap.
Let's welcome friendly bubble idea.
So we're the FBI. So at first, let me introduce our team. So I am Tashu.
And I'm the 眼镜蛇
I'm 长丑。
and 松鼠。 So at the first, we found that there's 40,000 tons of bubble wrap has been wasted during the pandemic because of online shopping. So we came up with an idea to reduce the bubble wrap to decrease the damage done to the environment. So we came up to solve this problem. We have tried several ideas. So here's some of it. The one-time use bubble helmet is a motorcycle helmet that will turn users' head into one-time use things. But we don't have the picture of this, so please imagine yourself. And the green bubble is to stuff the dirt into the bubble wrap, and we can grow plants in it. And the bubble insulation is to wrap the bubble wrap around the container and let it be insulation. We have done several experiments and it turns out that it works very well. And let's welcome our best programmer, Tasu. He will explain what is the BubbleBuster 3.0.
So among all of these ideas that we think about, so what motivates us into making our BubbleBuster is that we think it is the most interesting idea that we have think about, and it will also be fun when making it. And we think that it is also, it may have the best impact among all of these ideas. So this is our BubbleBuster 1.0 prototype. So it is a structure like this. So there is 2 rollers, and we're using drawing pins here to poke the bubbles. And the roller are 3D printed. And there are 2 rollers in the first that will poke the bubbles on the bubble wrap. And the second group of roller will squeeze out the air in the bubble. So, and the structure is made out of toy bricks. And after this, we found out several problems on this machine. So first, because its structure is 3D printed, so it was not very strong and it will easily broke. And secondly, because drawing pins are not very good at poking bubble wraps, so its efficiency is not very good. So here's a short demonstration about this. So as you can see in the video, this machine is, you need to power it by hand. So in the first 2 rollers, the drawing pins will poke the bubble. And in the second 2 rollers, the air is squeezed out of the bubble wrap. And in the final roller, the bubble wrap is being collected and its size has been reduced. But its efficiency is not very good. So after these problems, we have made some discussions, and so we have made another try. So this is our BubbleBuster 2.0 prototype. So here's a demonstration about its structure. It's not the original one. But we've tried to use CDs to cut through the bubble wrap. But it turns out that the CD isn't very strong. So it turns out that the bubble wrap is very strong and our structure isn't. So when the bubble wrap passes through it, the bubble won't break. So and this is a failure product. So after this, so thanks to Chang Chong's brilliant idea of using sandpapers to rub the bubbles, so we have came up with this new design. So it was originally made in this box. So there is 2 sandpapers at the side, and there is a roller in the bottom, which will show in the later video. So, and the roller with metal spikes on it will pull down the bubble wrap, and the sandpaper at the side will rub and broke the bubble at the same time. So here's a short video about this. So just like this, the bubble wrap is being pulled down by the bottom, by the roller here at the bottom, and the motor so this is an automatic machine and it can be controlled by buttons. So the motor is pulling down the bubble wrap. But it turns out that because the friction of the sandpaper is very strong, so the motor's power isn't strong enough to pull it down smoothly. So, and finally, here is a demonstration of how our currently final product, BubbleBuster 4.0 works.
So to explain how it works, first we need to put the bubble wrap in these 2 pipes, and then we need to roll handle, and then the machine will squeeze the bubble wrap in 2 pipes. After that, you can take all the bubble with no bubbles, bubble wrap with no bubbles, but it has many issues on this machine. The structure is easy to break. So next will come our artist Songsu. He will explain our presentation.
We got some filtration during the process. The main filtration is then we brought the 2 transformers. After the first test, we bought a new one and it brought the gas. Here is a video. Now we found a problem. The problem is the short circuit caused the problem. We removed it and it worked. We use recycle box, CDs, cardboards, and toys to construct our machine. Not every component is well fitted. We need to adjust the component again and again. Sometimes we need to go to the recycler to find better components. It's very frustrating but also fun.
Okay, I'm going to talk about art with our machine. Okay. The art on our project is inspired by a game called Among Us, and the 2 main roles are the crewmate and imposter, which are the guys in the drawing. And we made this art because we want to make this machine more attractive and friendly. It will not look like a box pulled out from the garbage. And in the future, we hope it can be more interesting. This is an imaginary print of our product. The outside is a carrot. We can put bubble wrap into the mouth, and the top is a little man lifting the earth. It means the support to the environment, and there can be music with of the movement of the little man. Okay. We also design the handle. We can scroll the handle, and the machine will eat a bubble wrap. It allows more interaction with kids. Okay.
Okay, so after all of these, let me give a quick recap and summary about what we've talked about. So first, in the BubbleBuster 1.0, we've used drawing pins to poke the bubbles. And in the BubbleBuster 2.0, we've tried to use CDs to cut through the bubble, but it turns out that it doesn't work. And in the BubbleBuster 3.0, we've used sandpapers to rub the bubbles. And finally, in the BubbleBuster 4.0, we've combined some of our ideas that we've tested before to make this final product currently. And although this machine might look simple, but we have spent some time on it to test what is the best way to roll the bubble wrap, because we need enough efficiency to make it can be used in the real life. So, and because this machine is simple, so it can be made in any sizes and be easily manufactured, and it can also be implemented easily in some places like markets to make people easily to use this machine. So I'm going to explain our future actions for this project. So while our current action only limits on building this machine, but we think that it is more important to make a good design first, then spread it directly into the public. So first thing we're going to do in the future is to attract people's attention on this issue by putting this machine into some big places like markets. And the second thing we're going to do is to make some survey to get the ideas from the public about some clever way to recycle the bubble wrap. And we'll do this by some online surveys. So, and finally, we're going to spread these ideas back to the public that we've collected. And we're going to do this by setting some online accounts like Facebook or YouTube accounts. And with that, you're watching we're the FBI, and you're watching the BubbleBuster 4.0. And thank you for listening.
Thank you for sharing friendly bubble idea. And now we would like to invite the judges to give them some comments and feedback.
I think you have good observation about the environmental issue. Also, of course, during the pandemic, the online shopping increased and also create a lot of the bubble things. And but you just mentioned it's just a easy toy, right? It's easy to make, and so, but it's probably the idea is it cannot be commercialized because I just have one question about, do you check the existing solution like the recycling industry? What did they do when they recycling these kind of bubble wrap and before you were experimental? And also I think it's good for the last the PowerPoint that you mentioned. You want to spread the kind of increase the consumer awareness that like we probably need to reduce those wraps. So you can think about not using the bubble wrap and other materials for the wrapping, but it come out to protect the merchandise you purchase. So yeah. So my suggestion is probably you need to have more specific action plan or implementation about your idea, so you can think more deep in your project. Yeah.
Okay. I would like to encourage this program because sometimes the very tiny things may change the world. Yeah, but however, the process of your 1.0 to 4.0, the different versions, it's a very good effort. But however, maybe you need to be more measurable and scalable to this machine, to this tool. For example, the 4.0, the latest version, it rely on the very a lot of frictions to bust the bubbles, to poke the bubbles. So maybe a lot of tiny stuff may be created during the process, and the energies, think about it, the energy may consume during the process. the engine, the power, may consume during the process. Based on this logic, maybe the first one, you know, with the pins, and maybe it's more, if you have more intense pins, maybe it's more efficient and less energy consumed. Maybe that's a different thinking I may suggest. So it's more and talking about the scalability. It's in your machine, maybe 1 meters of bubble wrap is okay. 1 meters. How about 10 meters? How about 100 meters? So how would you work well if the scalability becomes normal, you know, such big amount of trash, so many, you know, bubble wraps, and how would you deal with this small machines, small tool to deal with this big amount of bubble wrap? You need to think about this scalability, efficient, and the energy consumed, and maybe some pollution you created during the process.
Thank you. I think the machine itself is a brilliant idea. I mean, although it's quite, we are not talking about big invention, but just for reducing the size of the wrap, I think this is a great idea. I mean, you do notice that there are some issues in our life, then probably we can do something about it. So I just want to confirm that your objective of this machine is to reduce the size of the bubble wrap, right?
Yes.
So to reduce the space. But have you ever tried that if I poke all the bubbles, how much space I can save? Have you, anyone can quantify that one?
Okay, because that the bubble wrap is mostly contained of air, so we think that its size will be decreased a lot if we poke all the bubbles on it.
Yeah, but how much is a lot? I mean, when you promote it, if you want to promote this idea to a supermarket or whatever, or you want to promote this machine to other people, and then they will ask you, what is the efficacy? I mean, what is the effectiveness? That means that you say, you convinced me that they can save the size of the wrap, and then how much does it, can it save? And what is that beneficial for me? Why bother I should do this? If that can only reduce a small space, why bother I do this? So you have to convince people that, because I can save a half or even 80% of space, so you can do it, and then you can save the usage of big plastic bag to contain those bubble wrap, right? So you have to quantify that one. And what will be the user of this machine? What is your user?
The user is mainly like the market customers, so they could get, so that the people are buying something with the bubble wrap. So we're going to put it in some places like market. Yes.
You mentioned earlier in your presentation that during the pandemic, people buy things from online shopping. So I receive a package, and then there are a lot of bubble wrap, and I bring those bubble wrap to supermarket, to pocket, and I bring it home, or I can leave it there.
Yes.
Should I bring it home and to put into the garbage of my house, or I can leave the plastic, the wrap in the supermarket? What is your idea?
I think these procedures, we're going to work on it and make these procedures in a further project, because this is not the final product.
This is not a final product, but you can definitely decide how you are going to use it, right?
I think in the current scale, where in the future, I think where the people are still going to take these things back in the home.
Okay, so
in this
so
current scale.
Okay, so then we have to ask ourselves, are people convinced to do so? If I had to bring it to the market and then poke it and then bring it home, how much people will be motivated to do so? So do we really solve their problem? If not, then this machine will be just a good invention, but not practical. So that's what we are. Of course, I think at this young age, I don't expect you to think about everything. I think it itself is a good idea. It's a shame to see that this idea cannot be sustained because we didn't think it through. And then, and then you also mentioned about you will do a market survey. I'm just curious what you are going to do. What's the content? What's the questions you would like to ask?
So the survey's content will be mainly about the issue of bubble wrap waste, because we think that the survey is the most natural way to attract people's attention on this issue. So even though we're doing a survey, but our main goal is to make people notice on this bubble wrap waste problem and even join us that will be happening in the future.
I think the intention is great, but I would suggest you to do it at the beginning. You do it at the beginning, and then you know what people. I mean, how many people are kind of have this trouble dealing with the bubble wrap, and then how do they usually deal with it? And then you find out the answer, and then you say this would be the best solution. Not the other way around. I mean, what you are doing is the other way around. So maybe I will do the survey first. And then so I can design the best product to solve their problem. So that would be my suggestion. Okay, so any other further comments?
And so maybe you can go further to design, to decide what's your target user, target audience. Maybe it's a housewife in the home, maybe in the supermarket, the manager, or someone else. It's necessary to decide the target audience in the first place before you design all this machine. Yeah, you can think about it.
Thanks to the judges for their comments and encouragement.
The invention maybe can solve the problems that have troubled us for a long time.
While they came up with the interesting idea to reduce the size of bubble wrap, but we still have to shop wisely.
Thank you for great ideas from two teams.
They not only take actions to protect the environment, but also extend their influence to people around them.
When we enjoy it, we are also inspired by you to apply these ideas in our daily lives. May I ask the supervisor Ke Dianyi to present the certificate of appreciation to the judges? Let's welcome Ke Dianyi.
Good day, everybody. I'm the head organizer of this action forum. And I feel quite happy that we have two teams this year because last year we had none. In 2019, as I remember, we had 9. So I could only blame that to the pandemic. Okay, now any competition cannot be held successful without good judges. So let's thank judges Liu Qingying first.
Okay.
Thank you for coming here. She has been been with us for how many years? 5 years, 6 years? Thank you.
Don't reveal my age.
Okay. You are still young. And then Mr. Yu Huiguang. Professor Yu is very, very busy and she travels a lot. And when I call her that I would like to invite her to come to this action forum, she said nothing but yes. Nothing happy to do that. And she just returned from Japan. And during the pandemic, she had 2 years of good time in Houston. Now let's welcome another just Zhang Yuan, last but not least.
Lucas, yes.
Lucas, thank you very much. And Zhang Yuan specializes in outdoor activities, so when you show the Mao'ao stuff, scuba diving, snorkeling, kayaking, that's his specialty. Okay, now I would like to say that I really envy those high school kids, because when I was at your ages, I had no such opportunity of coming up stage and speaking English. So use this, learn from this, because in the future you're gonna say that I'm glad that I stand up here. No matter how good or how bad you perform, it doesn't really matter, because tomorrow you won't forget. But the experience is in your head. And also, let's thank those two beautiful hostess. They are also super. They are going to be high school students this year. The first, am I right?
Freshman.
The freshmen in high school. And when they sign up for this action forum, they say they want to be the English hostess. And we train them, and they really learn a lot. And also they study very, very hard for all kinds of weird pronunciations, am I right? Not Houston, but Houston. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you again for the judges, the teams, and all the great audience.
English session final of this year has come to an end.
There will be other activities in the afternoon. We will have a lecture and closing ceremony at Minxiantang at 2:30.
After lunch, you're welcome to take a walk on campus.
But please don't forget to arrive at Minxiantang at 2:30.
I'm the host, Little Sparrow.
I'm the host, Butterfly Fish.
See you next time. Bye.